I think the ride in XLU is slowly starting to come to an end. We've been looking at XLU for alongside setups ever since the tail end of last year. This was before Q4 2025. We started looking at XLU. We had the initial rally, and then we had the sell-off where we had our Fibonacci level. 42.13 came and we were sitting there waiting. There's tons of videos I've made talking about XLU during this entire choppy period. Then we saw the market pulse indicated that XLU has officially entered a bullish market pulse. That happened when this line turned green right here. That was our cue that, hey, now XLU is officially starting to get going, and you'll see that this is where we had talked about building up the position. In fact, if we talk about where the bot took the position, you'll see that it took it in the very next candle after the market pulse went green. Now, this was the trade in XLU, and ever since then, we have been riding this wave, still inside of this new position that we triggered. Now, for our upside targets, when we started talking about this position, we had laid out the 1272 and we had laid out the 1618 at 50. Now, both of these price points seem to be close by. However, our distance from the market pulse is starting to accelerate. What's even more interesting is if you add in our seasonal analysis indicator and take a look at what should have happened in January and February versus what happened, you should notice that XLU is following a bit of an inverse game plan. Jan and Feb should typically be bearish months, with March through May being the leaders. It's starting to almost feel like January through February is where we saw the rally, and maybe we should expect a little bit of a pause, maybe not all 3 months, but at least one of these months, which typically we would expect to see bullish activity. So March stands out there for that regard. For the upside here, while we do have 48.28, I thought it also made sense to run this new swing here, which gave us a level closer to that 47.50 to 48 mark. So whichever way you want to splice and dice it, it feels like we are much closer to where we should be taking our target versus where we actually took our entry in terms of our risk to reward that we've given on this trade. So I really like the idea, this notion of starting to trail stops up here, really hugging it quite closely below these wicks, because I think XLU at any time can return back to its actual market pulse line. That's not to say that I've lost my actual bullish bias. If we come in, I think we have plenty of opportunities like today that we can take advantage of when it comes to intraday volatility. If you take a look at XLU today, for example, and XLU's top holdings, all 10 of the top holdings breached their key volatility metrics. So if I show you some examples here. So XLU starts off the morning and we have the sell-off. In the sell-off, we breached our volatility box models and we're looking for a long side entry. Again, already have a bullish bias, and see how quickly bulls are happy to be buyers here at these key discount levels. Close to that 46.65, that was outside of the volatility box models and happened to be nearly that picture perfect price where you would want to enter for the long side entry. You contrast this with some of the top holdings. We have Nextera Energy. Take a look at just how picture perfect the volatility box models were in terms of helping you nail that bottom today. Outside of NEE, you have Southern. Southern, same idea, went to the outer edge of the models. Really nice bounce all the way to the other sides, opposite volatility box models, even breaking the outer edge of the clouds. This is about as picture perfect of a trade as you can get. Early morning sell-off. The scanner is refreshing real time throughout the day to help you find all of these setups and use that to take advantage of these long side reversals. XLU was one of the few long side setups that we've had where you actually have trend on your side. So you get the idea. The overall premise is we're looking for long side setups here in XLU. If we come into our dashboard here, you should notice that XLU is one of the handful of sectors that's still in this green market stage of acceleration. We have XLU, we have XLP, XLE, XLI, XLB, and the real estate sector. And from this bunch, XLU today was the sector giving you volatility looking for long side setups. Take care, everyone. I hope you found this video helpful in understanding how to take advantage of both sector volatility along with top holding volatility to take advantage of moves like this one inside of XLU. For everyone currently in this position, somewhere up here, 47.50 to 48.28 is where I'm looking to take off that next automated position and then re-enter the next pullback we get to the market pulse line. Take care, and I'll see you in our next update.